Alright guys, so this video today, it's a little bit different in that it's not it's not my opinion. This is kind of going to be pretty much a straight, I guess if you want to say, conspiracy video. And I'm calling it that for a reason. These are things that as I sit and meditate, as I just think about things at night, in my quiet time, that I get. And I have, over the years, learned to trust myself, learn to hear my spirit, learn to listen to my spirit. And usually I'm not led astray when I do that. So the things I'm going to talk about in this particular video, it has a lot to do with, I'm just going to call it this immigration crisis. Things that I feel that spirit have told me. I was a little iffy, honestly and truly, about sharing, because there's a lot of things the spirit tells me that I don't always share. I keep it to myself. I write it down and everything, and I just kind of keep it to myself. Not because I don't believe it or whatever, but sometimes it's hard when you get things, no matter how you feel about it, when you start sharing it with others. It's not always received because they don't know you. Like, they don't trust. They can't trust my spirit like I trust my spirit and my higher voice and things like that, or higher understanding, or whatever word you want to use. Others don't know that about you, so they may be a little iffy. They may be a little iffy, period. You know what I'm saying? Which is fine. It's okay. But yeah, there's some things that I have been thinking about for a while. There are things that actually have helped to calm my spirit down, that or some of my anxiety down, because when you see this stuff and you see all this video footage and you see some of the violence and things like that going on, and other things that because the funny thing is that I'm looking at this migrant thing, like I'm paying attention to them, but I'm also paying attention to America. I'm paying attention to the government. I'm paying attention to the American people. I'm paying attention to things that are said, things that are not said, things that are done, things that are not being done. And it's just, it's very, very interesting. You know what I'm saying? The way the media is putting things out is very interesting. The wordings and all of that is being used is very, very interesting. And I think it's important to look at things at a whole 360 type viewpoint, just a whole, all the way around type viewpoint, especially when it's something, here's one of the things that I've noticed, here in America. Media, if you even go back and do some of your research, media has been used very, very strategically. The media, the news, newspapers, like all of this stuff, social media now, they're tools. And they're tools to speak to the masses. They're tools to, especially the news. The news is huge. Is used to influence and change your mind and get you to kind of think more this way, or kind of say this and what. I've even seen newscasters. I've seen newscasters say things, and the way that even their facial features and things like that, the way that they interact with their other their fellow newscasters on the set. It's a way of it's a way of getting you to think a certain way. Here's an example of that, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get into what I want to talk about. Um, it's very subtle, and it's very probably unnoticeable by a lot of people. But and you can tell me if you do notice this. So there's two newscasters there. One person is telling this segment, story, whatever. The other one is there, and they're paying attention, and they're looking and everything, and this person is talking, and that other newscaster is just going, just agreeing and just going like this, and and then sometimes they may even talk about it and have a little commentary or whatever about it, and that's more so being very, very persuasive. And a lot of times the persuasion comes from like this whole right left thing, like it really is. I've never seen, and it could be that I've never paid attention, I don't know, but I've never seen such a huge political argument or political influence than I see right now. And that's really big with this whole immigration thing. What's going on right now? I see people enraged. I see people upset. I hear people talking. I said some things in a recent video about the immigrants and things like that. And it's not that I said anything wrong or need to feel like I need to take anything back, but I will say that my words and maybe the viewpoint that I was coming from may need to be tweaked a bit, and it's because of what Spirit has been telling me. But anyway, I see a lot of Republican, Democrat. Like I just keep seeing this argument. They'll put some type of segment or some type of something going on out there with immigrants or whatever, and then they'll say a lot of the newscasters and a lot of the these talk show hosts and stuff a lot of times will talk in Democrat Republican type way. Even an article that you'll see, a lot of people's opinion is just straight coming from Democrat Republican talking points or narrative, shall I say. And they'll say something about, oh, well, Democrats wanted this, and Democrats did this, and this is Democratic policy, and da 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 da. Then you'll hear, oh, the Republicans are this, and the Republicans are doing this, and well, Republicans, and that's really what I see. And it seems to me a lot of this is one of the main things that Spirit gave me. I think that this whole immigration thing, even with however long it's been going on, 2-3 years, whatever, I truly believe that this has been a ploy, a political ploy. I think this whole thing is more political than anything. I think it has more to do than America trying to help people, because y'all, come on. Anybody who is American and from America don't really try to help people. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. They don't, America don't just normally stick out their hand in brotherhood or, concern and help or something unless something benefits them. That's one of the main things we need to pay attention to. Why are all these people being brought, allowed, and whatever over here openly and freely? And as America, first of all, is a superpower, the superpower of the world. Um, and they didn't get that way by being stupid. They didn't get that way by being dumb. They didn't get that way by being naive. They didn't get that way by being soft. They didn't get that way by being gentle. They didn't get that way by being, I'm gonna even really say diplomatic, because they don't work in a diplomatic type, strategic type way like that. America usually goes in, barges in, knocks shit down, and just takes what they want, and that is the history. That is the history. So how you have to question how and why all of a sudden you mean they all coming over here and you just giving them stuff, and they're just, instead of the anger, which is what I was kind of going through also with everybody else, and especially being black in this country, because we're seeing a special type of stepping on our necks with all of this that's going on, more so even than usual. Like, this is affecting us in a really bad way. Like, it really, really is. But that's almost another conversation. But, America thinks very strategically. America, even in, like I say, the short time that, however long we have been alive in this country and have seen things and see how things work, and looking at history, it should show us America's tactics. It's the same tactic that they've used all over the world to conquer the world. You know what I'm saying? And they don't usually change their strategy. Like, this works, it works, and it's always worked and whatever. And if you notice, when things start talking about being changed or done another way, you see Americans start standing up and, kind of protesting to change, because they know what got them here. So, there is a lot of subtle things going on that I think that if you don't sit back and watch strategically and even try to take your emotions out of some of this stuff, you'll begin to kind of see a bigger picture. And that's really what I did to, and once I did that, that's when a lot of stuff just start coming to me to look at and notice and see how this is being done. And you, like I said, seeing how I'm not even going to say the elites, but those who are telling us the news, those who are kind of, have more money, they're bigger than the little people, in other words. You know what I'm saying? Those particular people are strictly talking in Democrat, Republican talk. That's literally what they're doing. So at the end of the day, I really truly believe that this whole immigration crisis thing has everything to do with, in my opinion, getting another Republican back into the White House, which Trump. I truly believe that after his last 4 years and all of that kind of stuff, I really don't think that there really was going to be another way that Americans were going to elect Trump, or probably any Republican. And I think it had to be something very strategic and very, very, what's the word I want to use? Very, very almost outrageous to get people to change. And especially for Trump, you know what I'm saying? And to get him even with a, to even consider him again. I mean, look at all the charges. I mean, just look at the whole picture. Most American people, if this had been an ordinary day without the whole immigration crisis and all this kind of stuff, would have probably been like, we're not going to vote for Trump. Like, what? Like, it would have been crazy. But now, with all of this stuff going on, it's almost like I'm hearing people now like, I'm not even finna vote Democrat no more. Like, I'm after what has happened, like what Joe Biden or whatever is allowing or whatever. There are a lot of people angry. A lot of people are like, there's this African lady that I talk to quite a bit. I work with her, and we're pretty we work at the same company, and so we're kind of seeing each other. I'm coming in, she's leaving out, that type of thing. And she's a very intelligent woman. We have some really big conversations in that small amount of time. And she said, because we talk about this, and we talk about what we each see going on. And one of the things she said is that people don't want Trump. Like, at the end of the day, some do. But for the most part, a lot of people don't want Trump. But she was like, but we need him. Right now, we need him for what's going on, because everybody know Trump going to deport. Everybody know that. Like, Trump, make America great. I mean, come on. Everybody knows that Trump is going to start mass deportations. And I think in a way, though, also it's going to affect a lot of Hispanic Americans and people like that who are probably here and probably born here and probably been here and everything. I think, at the expense of, I keep losing my words. At the expense of just kind of almost hitting anybody who all look alike, I think it's going to cause a lot of trouble even for them, because just looking at people, you don't know who's Hispanic, who's some other form of Latin American, and who is Venezuelan, and who, what I'm saying. It's hard to tell, what I'm saying. And so I think some Hispanic Americans and people who probably have been here for a while are going to get caught up in that. But I believe it's absolutely going to happen. But like I say, I think the main thing is that this was all done. This was like chess. This is a chess play. This is the other thing that I keep getting. Mind you, I don't know a whole lot about chess, but this literally is what Spirit brought to me. Is that it's chess moves. It's chess plays. You know what I'm saying? And it's very strategic. It's very well thought out. I think a lot of it is fear tactics. I think a lot of it is throwing out a lot of fear, which is what we already know the media does anyway. But it's to throw out a lot of fear. And mainly to the rich, white, older American people. Hold on, y'all. Hold on one second. I need to pause real quick. Okay, guys. So yeah, I think a lot of this is being targeted and aimed at that population. Those are the ones who really can be fed that fear through Fox and CNN and all these other, all of these news companies who are all literally related and all owned by the same people. We know all that stuff, so we don't have to go into that. We know what's up with that part. But it's a lot of fear mongering, and it's talking to them. You know what I'm saying? Those are mostly the Trump supporters. But it's trickling down to all of us, and they have all of us feeling, some kind of way. Like I said, when you're not listening objectively and like stepping back, getting your emotions out of this stuff, and just taking a wide view of it, and just literally looking at what's going on. And if you're just looking at it through pure emotion, you're getting mad and, oh man, they giving them all this money and blah, blah, blah. Kind of like I was in my other video. I admit that. Because when you do look at from the physical eye, you do see a lot of stuff that's like absolutely enraging. But the enraging, in my opinion, like I said, is very, very strategic. I think that this is a lot of news propaganda. I think they're using certain words and using certain phrases and telling us things to continue to make us angry. They just put out a report, and I'm going to get back to what I was going to talk about. They just put out a report, though, y'all, talking about how I think New York was getting ready to give all these immigrants like $1,000 a piece or whatever, like some credit cards. They know that's going to piss American people off. They don't do that for us. They're not opening up buildings and all these things on our behalf, for our homeless. And, we already talked about how they're shutting down. They shut down schools in black neighborhoods and then open them back up when you got all these people coming over here and literally just giving them stuff. I think a lot of the outrage for black Americans is the fact that you all literally, the American government, for their own special reason, is giving these people things, and they're not even here, like we already know all of that, but they're giving to them when they made us work so hard, when they never really gave us any damn thing, especially, and they didn't give it to us easily, whatever they gave us. And a lot of what they gave us was given first to white people, and then it trickled down to us. And then all of a sudden, oh, it's a shame, oh, you're getting welfare and you're on food stamps and blah blah blah. But all of that stuff was for white people. Way back at the time of the Depression, that stuff was for them. But somehow we get labeled with, we want handouts and everything, as if we didn't work and our ancestors did not work blood, sweat, and tears to build this country. Free labor for over 400 years. Like, you're not giving us nothing. But that is the attitude. You know what I'm saying? But no one is putting that stuff on all these different people who are coming over here. They're not telling them that y'all hands are out. They're not telling them that, they just looking for a handout or whatever. As hard as black Americans and those who were brought over here and the indigenous and all of that, as hard as we worked and how we built this country, we got the label of, oh, y'all just want handouts. Remember when they used to tell us that? And a lot of them still believe that stuff in the back of their minds. But they're willingly bringing these people over here and just giving to them. So, but yeah, it's really, really crazy, So, I'm sorry, y'all. Let me get on to. So there's a couple of things that I don't understand. There are a few things. I'm gonna just kind of go over it with. I think, first of all, the influx, this whole influx that they're talking about, with all them thousands and thousands of people coming over here a day, that's very strategic in reporting that and telling us that in a fearful way. May or may not be true. I don't know. The other thing that I also know, when you look at America and think about America, they know who these people are. They know who these people are. They are tracking these people. These people, now, mind you, some of them may have come over here and was able to sneak by and get through whatever, unprocessed, unknown, whatever, perhaps. But I think a lot of these people, they know who these people are. They have a way of tracking them. They have a way, they got their name. Because just think about it. America's not going to let that just happen. I mean, come on. So I really truly believe that they know. I think a lot of the stuff, like what I mentioned in the other video about the guy talking about, oh, you don't know who I am, but you're going to know soon and all, I think that's very strategic as well. I think that I think they know exactly who he is. I really do. I just don't think they're going to tell us that they know, because they want that kind of stuff out there to bring about and add more fear. And this is also going to push us to the polls, because like I said before, I think most of this is very political. It's very political. And it's political, like I said, to get a Republican back in the White House. They got to get in that some kind of way, because the way it's going, I mean, wasn't nobody finna vote for no more Republicans. Just wasn't. So that was another point that I was going to make, and I have forgotten it. But yeah. So here's another thing. I don't really I don't understand how it happened. So this officer, that officer attack, the attack on the officers. Let me right now throw out another disclaimer. Like I said in the beginning of this video, this is stuff that Spirit gave me. These are not things that I'm saying are fact. These are not things that I'm trying to just like throw out as a conspiracy or whatever. Matter of fact, when I use the word conspiracy, I'm using it to help you all understand that I'm not just out here saying, oh, this is going to happen, that's going to happen, this is true. That I'm not saying that. So I'm throwing out the conspiracy word for those of you who may not think, who may not be able to think, what is the word? Very in general terms. I'll just leave it like that. So anyway, but I want to throw out this disclaimer. Like I said, that I'm not saying, any of this is truth or fact or whatever. I'm just saying, hear me out, consider it, and then leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. That cop, the attack on the cops, I'm not saying at all that it didn't happen or anything like that, but I think it was, what I question is the way that it was done. That's what I am questioning, because American citizens get shot by cops a lot. And we're not going to go into, they only kill black people, because they kill Hispanics. They unalive Hispanics. They unalive white people. So we know all of this. We know that most American cops aren't going to just go and get themselves in something without having their weapons and having backup and protection and all of that. And another thing I don't understand is, why didn't they use their guns? Like, I don't understand. Like, they're certainly not afraid of shooting into crowds or anything like that kind of stuff. I mean, because once again, look what they did to, like, they will definitely go into a place blazing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to worry about bringing up specific cases, because that may take me down somewhere else. But we know that they do that. You know what I'm saying? We know there's a history of them jumping out of cars and shooting. You know what I'm saying? Firing into to crowds. And like, we know they do that. You know what I'm saying? Old West type shit. And so it just behooves me that only 2 New York cops would be chasing a whole group of migrant. First they were trying to say teenagers, but everybody that I've heard of is 19 and up. So these are full grown men. These are not a bunch of teenagers. And would just be trying to catch them just running and putting their hands on them and just trying to grab them. Then they go get their ass beat. Like, when does that happen? Cops are always using their guns. Cops are always ready to fire. Cops are always, that's what the whole hands up, don't shoot thing. The number of black people that got shot in the back and whatever. The number of people that have got shot running. And y'all sitting up here chasing a whole group of people. No gun, no nothing, and then y'all get your behind beat by all of these, because that's the whole thing. Isn't it about cop safety? Like, that's the whole thing. It's been the whole thing. They're fearful of their life. So how does this happen to you? And you didn't think not to chase a group of males and that something would happen to you and you don't pull your gun, or I mean, like, that's the leverage of police officers, is their gun and their authority. But obviously they're coming here, they don't give a shit about the police. You know what I'm saying? Cops have lost a whole lot of respect even from Americans since George Floyd and a lot of stuff. So yeah, but that's wild to me. That is wild to me that type of situation even happened, and it makes me wonder if it was not a bit orchestrated. My own personal opinion. Not saying that it didn't happen, but my reasoning is, why did that happen and how did that happen? If that was a group of black teens, do we think that there would have been no gun use? It's just it's just the thing to me is, how did that happen and why? How did that happen and why? Like that, that's crazy for me to see that on TV. And because honestly, first thing in my head, I'm thinking is, how in the world that happened? Like, how y'all just gonna run after these people and they just gonna get away? Like, all of this is crazy. All of the laws, all of this stuff is crazy. How do you beat the hell out of cops and just get out of jail? No bond, no nothing. People in America and other, that would have never happened if that was just normal American people. Like that, here in America, without all of this other immigration stuff, that kind of stuff just don't happen. It just don't happen. That's crazy. And then you go to jail and get let out and do that, and you can attack the cop. Like, for real? The cops are sacred here in America. Like, how in the world? Like, that's just weird to me. But let me go on. I'm trying, y'all, but I had the thing pulled up, and for some crazy reason it is not it's messing with me right now. So because I don't want to have to go to something else, but it won't pull up for me. Search. Okay, that ain't it. Hold, give me 1 second, y'all. Because it was just a couple days ago. Okay, here it is. So, okay, yeah, the cops, okay, yeah, that I'm not going to say. I'm not going to say everything the Spirit gave me. So, like I said before, America has been doing what America does for centuries. It's the way that we got to this country. The tactics were like it's been done a very, very long time. So don't think that what is going on, America has no control of it. America don't know who these people are. And like I said, some of them may have come over here and gotten may have slipped through the cracks. But I think for the most part, they know who these people are. And I think it is very, very strategic that they are even coming over here. Now, here's what I believe. What I truly believe is that I think a lot of these people are being able to come over here for a reason. I think that them trying to make it seem like, oh, well, we don't know who these people are and they're just everywhere now and blah, blah, blah. And yes, some of them, they probably are. Like I say, some of them may be coming over here and slipping through the cracks. But at the end of the day, I think they do know who these people are. I think it's okay with them. I think they're allowing it. I think they know it's criminals. I think they know it's cartels. I mean, like the way a lot of these people are acting, it's almost like Venezuela went and emptied out their jails and said, okay, that, I mean, literally, that's what it seems like. And I think that it is being allowed to come over here to America for a reason. I think they know it's cartel. I think they know it's criminals. I think they know all of that. And I also think that they are letting them out and letting them do these things like what we seen with the cops. That's an outrageous thing. And I think that they're allowing this outrageous type stuff so that these criminals or whatever can feel even more emboldened to do more stuff because the laws are changing and the laws are just so weak, and America's just, we're over here in America's house and we're just doing whatever we want to Americans, and it will like make them feel like, America's not prepared. Believe me, America's prepared. I think that's a bunch of bullshit. I think that is being put out there as like some type of a strategy, because I think they want them to come over here and commit crimes and do these type things. Why? Because they are now going to be here on American soil. They've left their country. They're over here now committing crimes and doing this kind of stuff. Don't sit up here and think that America is not going to do anything with these people. These people it's a strategy that they are allowing them to do these things because, yeah, you were a criminal over there, but now literally you're over here on American soil committing crimes. And believe me, pretty soon we're going to start hearing about these people being locked up, these people being prosecuted, a lot of these real big time criminals and drug lords and cartel and all of that is over here on this soil, because they know they're here. I think they want them to come over here so that America can lock them up and get them imprisoned on American soil and in our jails and in our prisons. Because if you think about it, America's prison system and the population, all this stuff has been shrinking. And for labor and for all of these other things, I think they're bringing these people over here. And don't think, like I just said, they're going to start prosecuting these people, because you see what's happening right now. Right now, slowly but surely, they're making a new law that such and such is going to happen. And they're starting to, now I just read something where they were saying that they were making a law or tightening the law, whatever, to where these cops and local and these cops and other type organizations can now work with ICE. Now, these are things that had been, like, this stuff had been in place. This stuff had been happening for years. All of a sudden it stopped. But now they're bringing it back. And they're bringing it back because they know all these people are over here. They know all these people over here. I think a lot of the single people, women and men, are going to get sent back. They're going to get shipped back. I think a lot of the criminals and cartels and all of these people, these murderers, these rapists and all this, they're going to lock them up. They're going to get locked. Now, I don't know if they're waiting for the election or whatever to make the Republicans look good or whatever. I don't know, because, they want to make it look good, like, see, we cleaned up whatever, and, we did what the Democrats did. It's all strategy. But I don't know if they're going to wait for that or what, but we see they're starting to change little laws and do little things that, is going to cause it to be a lot harder for these criminals that come over here and just get away with it. Let me throw this out here, and I'm not going to really talk about it too much, but it's just one of those things that Spirit told me. I think this immigration crisis thing is going to eventually be a documentary. And the number that I got was about 4 years from now. Do with that what you want. And also, this whole thing with Abbott, who I'm still very, very, proud of Governor Abbott. I think he's doing the exact right thing. I think he's going to just continue to get more and more support. Might be even a presidential thing. I'm just throwing that out there because that's really personal to me. Spirit didn't tell me that. That was me saying that because, hey, you know what I'm saying? Might as well. It's probably going to be eventually some type of presidential something that he's going to do. But yeah. So with him and all this razor wire and him trying to secure the borders, and he's getting more and more support, and you have actual people now who are going down to the borders with their assault weapons and all kind of, like, they got all kinds of folks that are going down there now supporting and things like that. Also, do y'all notice how Biden ain't doing nothing? Supposedly he gave Abbott an order, and Abbott's supposed to be abiding by these, listening to the president and doing what he said. Well, he ain't doing it. And do y'all notice how ain't nothing happening? It's because it's strategic. They're chess moves, like I said. Biden playing his part, Abbott playing his part. Like, they're all playing their part. And like I say, it's, Anyway, that's what I believe. I believe everybody is playing their part. Now, even though I agree with what Abbott is doing, I still think that it's a part of this game that's going on right now for political reasons. So they're trapping them in here, ultimately. With all of this wire and all of this stuff that is being put up and all of the border protection and everything, and believe me, I truly believe that border security type thing is going to be something that's going to continue to be done for years to come. I don't think America is again going to ever get put in a situation like this. First of all, because like I keep saying, I think it's strategic, but securing that border, I think, is something that is going to be an ongoing thing. And with that being the case, you know what happens all the time when these people come over here from other countries and so forth, they commit a crime. Usually what's the first thing they do? They hit that border. They go right back home. And then they come back, and it's like a revolving door type thing. But with what Abbott's doing with securing the borders and all of this razor wire, and they're going to start doing more, even more permanent things to secure the border. Believe that. But what it's doing is it's also trapping them in here. So they're not going to be able to run back over across the border. They're going to get put in prison here on American soil because you committed a crime here in America, and they know that. And when that happens, like I say, these folks, a lot of these cartels and the big criminals and ones who already got records and came over here, they're going to get that book thrown. They're going to get the whole book thrown at them. They're going to be in there for multiple years and life sentences. And like I said, they're going to continue to just allow them to do these things and think they're getting away with it. And, we can go in the stores and steal, and we could do whatever. And, and I also think it was also very strategic with the media, how they kept talking about how they kept showing these mass mobs of people breaking into these stores and stealing stuff and stuff like that. That's propaganda. And I'm not saying that it wasn't happening or whatever, but it's propaganda in that it's put out there as if America is dumb enough not to know that all these other countries watch America, and all these other people and whatever's going on across the border and all. The world's eyes are on America. So you mean to tell me you're pushing and showing stuff like that about people just mass going in and robbing these stores and stuff like that, and then you tell them, you can only steal up to about $500, and other than that, then after that you're going to go to jail, but you can go in there and steal up to $500 and that'll be okay. Like, who in the hell in their right mind, especially as a criminal, wouldn't take that bait? Like, seriously, I can? And so when these people come over here, a lot of these, not all of them, I'm not saying all of them, because there are actually some people, which I was going to talk about last, but there's actual people here who are coming over here for help and maybe to work and for better life. And I'm not even saying that, but I'm talking about the criminals and stuff, and the ones who are over here for bullshit and they're saying, F America and everything. Do you think that they are not watching and they're not taking note and they're not listening and looking at all of that? And they know that police don't have no power and all that. Yeah, they know that. That's why they doing it. All of these shop owners and store owners who are talking about these mass groups of, I think, matter of fact, I think the ones who attacked the cops, I think they had been on a mass robbing spree, and they were trying to catch them because they had went and stole some stuff. Like, that's what they're doing. But where are they getting the idea from? Not that they wouldn't have the idea anyway, but I'm just saying. They know that they can go and do that and get away. They know it's way too many of them for all the cops to catch. They know it ain't really nothing going to happen to them if they do get caught. Because we see what happened. They let them out. I'm like, they know this. So, but believe me, like I say, America is strategic as hell. And America is going to change all these laws while they right over here in this place. Just like they're reporting, talking about, well, it's kind of alleged, but we believe that they may have boarded a bus and headed toward California. How y'all know that? How do y'all know that? If y'all don't have some type of track on these people, or y'all know more than what you all are trying to tell us what exactly is going on with these people, where they at, where they going, and all of that. Don't think and be fooled that America don't have some way of tracking these people and who they are and what they are, and they probably had it before they even came over here. Just saying. See what else I might have missed, so I can turn the video off. Yeah, the wall is trapping them, definitely trapping them in here, definitely. Yeah, they're being, they're coming over here thinking that, it's a lot of stuff that they're going to, be able to get away with. I mean, when you think about a criminal, period, you know what I'm saying? The reason that criminals do a lot of the stuff that they do is because they keep getting away with it. Like, why the hell not try it or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I really think is a part of America's strategy, is to let these people come over here, feel like they can do whatever, let them get away with a few things and stuff like that, and then they know that it just emboldens you to do more and more and more. But things are about to change. Things are slowly changing. They really are. America just wants you to think they weak and powerless and all this kind of stuff. I also think a lot of this stuff that's going on is more of a distraction because of the fact that they do have a lot more control of it than they're letting us believe. They just want us to be outraged and mad and all this kind of stuff for political reasons. But they are definitely a lot more in control than they want us to believe. They're not getting the wool pulled over their eyes, and all of this is just shock and surprise, and we just don't know what happened. And America's not stupid. America's been doing this a long time. They're not no fool, and they didn't get to where we are as the superpower of the world by being stupid. So keep that in mind. Yeah, that's the other thing that I was saying, and I think that's really it for the video. A lot of these single ones, even single women, single men especially, are going to get shipped back off to their countries. The criminals and so forth, yep, they locking them right here in America. And yeah, that's what they're doing. It's also, here's another part of it. I'm glad I remembered that. The other part of it is that like I said, these cartels and stuff, and these ones who are coming over here doing that stuff and thinking that they're going to be able to get away with it. It's a thing that if they're just walking on over here and coming on over here and thinking that they can do whatever they want to over here, and then they're going to get trapped and imprisoned and all that kind of stuff. It's also in a way to control the crime and the drugs and all that stuff, and all these cartels and all that stuff that is happening over there, because they are coming over here. They're going to get caught over here on American soil, because it's hard to control the drug trade and everything that's going on with drugs when they are over there. So why not open up the doors and say, oh, y'all can come on over here. Oh, yeah, we friendly. Oh, okay, you robbed me. You beat me up. Okay, that's all right. We still love you. We still love you. You go on. You can get out. You're okay. Yeah, you're all right, But here, like I keep saying, what's about to happen? What's about to happen is that fool mask, the little cute, naive, oh, we don't know what's going on. All that stuff is about to change. All of that, the mask is coming off and all of that. And like I say, I don't know if they're waiting for, the Republicans or whatever to finally get in office so they can be like, oh, see, we saved America or whatever. But it's still strategic, and it's still going to happen, and it's still, like I said, it's very, very strategic. If they're all over here, they are able to control that drug trade and a lot of the stuff that's being done over here. Now, they ain't gonna catch all of them. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's still quite a few of them over there, but they can get some of them. They can get some of them. They can get a lot of them if they dare to go ahead and come over here, which, I mean, a lot of them are. So something, as I close, so something that is, a lot of times through manipulation of the TV, manipulation of the media and so forth, when you see stuff going on and when you see it sensationalized and it's just the biggest thing and the hottest stuff, a lot of times it's a bunch of bullshit. It's something that is being orchestrated. And I think this is being very, very strategically orchestrated. I really do. For most of the reasons that I have already stated, that I don't need to go back into. But when America starts focusing on something, and when the media starts pushing something specifically, and stuff starts to be a focal point or whatever of certain things, it's done for a reason, and a lot of it is usually a lie. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not what it seems to be. It's a overall lie. And it's a way to continue to push narratives. And this is exactly, like I keep saying, what I believe is happening and going on here. So, I think that's it. I think that's everything that I kind of wanted to talk about. I'm checking my phone again to see, because I wrote stuff everywhere. I wrote some stuff on my phone, because when it comes to me and when I get it, I got to just start writing. Like, I can't, I got to just start writing. Whatever I can pick up, phone, paper, pen, whatever, I got to do it that particular way. So that it doesn't leave me. Because I literally and really, I want to put it down verbatim as it is given to me. That's what I want to do. Yeah, okay. This is just kind of more going on into everything that I was given. So you guys, leave me a comment, please. Let me know what you think. Am I off the wall? Is it too outrageous to believe any of this? What do you think possibly are your ideas? Have you even thought that far? Like, let me know your viewpoint on all of this. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the all notifications. Leave me a comment. You guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And until the next video, I'll see you next time.